The 73rd session of the United Nations General Assembly is coming at a time when the world is facing very unique challenges, from trade wars pitting the two biggest economies in the world to a crippling refugee crisis. This is indeed a unique time that we are living in, and the eyes of the world would be transfixed here to see what decisions will be made out of these meetings and what agenda the leaders will set for the next 12 months that will shape the world. For the last 73 years, global leaders and policymakers gather at the United Nations headquarters in New York for 2 weeks. The leaders meet to discuss the burning issues of our time and set the global agenda for the next 12 months. Since Tuesday this week, member countries have been meeting to thrash out pending issues before the high-level general debate session, commonly known as GA, slated to kick off on Tuesday next week and will continue for 6 working days.
The United Nations General Assembly is the main deliberative policy-making body that is more representative, having 193 members of the United Nations participating. And so we look forward to this year's session in which major critical issues will be discussed.
More than 150 heads of state and government have confirmed the attendance. President Uhuru Kenyatta is expected to lead the Kenyan delegation. He is expected to make a presentation on Wednesday at 10:30 p.m. Kenyan time. A political declaration for peace in honor of the late President Nelson Mandela forms part of the summit agenda, as well as financing the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development.
The 17 Sustainable Development Goals, as you'd recall, were agreed upon by all member states in black and white. What is important now is their implementation. Otherwise, they'll remain just declarations. That is why the Addis Ababa Action Plan called for financing of the SDGs so that countries that are less endowed can be assisted to be able to work towards fulfillment of these goals, lest anyone be left behind.
Kenya, which is hosting the first Sustainable Blue Economy Conference in November this year, will make a strong pitch to world leaders to support the meeting and help formulate policies that will help conserve our waters. Kenya is also expected to hold various bilateral meetings with other countries in a bid to woo more financial partners for the Blue Economy Meet. A discussion on the status of various peacekeeping efforts in the world, including South Sudan, is expected to commend Kenya for playing a key role in helping broker a ceasefire between the two warring political factions.
This particular session on peacekeeping is important, both to countries that are being assisted with the peacekeepers and also to countries that contribute troops towards the noble effort of promoting and maintaining peace and security.
The 73rd General Assembly is led by Madam President Maria Fernanda Espinosa of Ecuador. O'Brien Kimen for Channel 1 News Hour.